I don't need to track my calories. I can just bulk up without even counting what I'm eating. It's the biggest cope I've ever heard. How can you accurately bulk up if you don't actually know what you're eating? Sure, you can have like a good idea of how much what weighs because you might have been eating the same thing for a long amount of time. But how do you know that's enough? How do you know you're getting enough macronutrients like your protein, carbs, and fats if you're not actually tracking it? What if one day you actually have more chicken breast than the other? Therefore, your whole thing could be slightly off. Maybe it's not the biggest difference, but if you're not actually hitting your goals on a day-to-day basis, you're not going to make the progress you think you should be making. Another important thing to remember is the more you're bulking up, the more mass you're actually putting on, the more calories you're going to need to start actually eating. Which means if you're eating the same as before, you're not going to continuously bulk. You're just going to stop at a certain point and you're not going to progress more because you're not consuming more food. And you're not going to know that if you're not tracking it accurately. Also, on a day-to-day basis, unless you have the best memory, how do you know how many exact calories you've had if you're not tracking it, if you're not writing it down? You don't. Now, it's really not that hard to just put the numbers into a calculator or put them into an app of what you've had. Take a picture. There's even AI ones. Now, maybe they're not the most accurate, but it's still better than just guessing. Same thing goes for cutting. If you don't actually know how many calories you've had, how many fats, proteins, and carbs you've had, you don't actually know if you're going to lose the weight or not, because maybe one day you've had more or less than you actually think you should have had. So if that's you and you're not tracking your calories and you're either trying to bulk up or cut down, stop coping, stop being lazy, and just start doing it. And you're actually going to see better results.